everybody. So yes, this is I haven't been on here for a while, and a lot of it has to do with my pregnancy. I am 3 months and a half almost, I think, about months pregnant, and I'm finally kind of getting over the nausea, so I'm feeling so much better now. So I feel like I could probably slowly start back at videos again, but I'm excited to come back because the reason why I'm coming back is I want to talk about Luxy hair. So I decided to start wearing extensions instead of wigs. For some reason, I don't know if it has to deal with my pregnancy. I just, for the life of me, I just can't see myself wearing wigs now. I don't know if it's going to be forever or if it's just for a momentary thing, but I still like to have long hair ever so often. So I decided, especially during this time with our, with our pandemic, with COVID-19, it's kind of hard to really go shopping, doing a lot of different activities and stuff. And especially even if there are shops that are open, their hours are really different. And so sometimes it's hard to get to those shops. So I decided, and it's just safer to buy things online. I really do. At this point now, I like buying things online instead of actually going to a store and buying them. So that kind of pushed me to say, you know what, I'm going to get myself some extensions. And I remember I did had a really good experience with Luxy hair. And so I went ahead and I got another set. Now, the last time, I thought I got the same color as the last time. However, actually, I think I got a darker color the last time, and it was the mocha brown, which is like a darker brown, which hence my natural hair right now is the color of a dark brown. And so I wanted to kind of have that seamless, all dark brown look. Unfortunately, I got the wrong color, but it turned out all right. In the end, I made it work. So what color I did get was the chocolate brown. So still a very pretty, beautiful color. As you can right here, this is the chocolate brown. So it's a very pretty, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful color. It's just a little bit lighter than my natural hair color. So what I did was, at first I went ahead and I thought, well, because I was trying my best not to dye the extensions. I was like, okay, is there a way for me to blend it? And I will show you a picture of how it looked before I dyed them. And it looked good. It just looked like the hair, how they're back in the, was it back in the 90s or early 2000? I think more back in the late 90s, early 2000. There was that in thing where half of your hair was like one color and the other half was another color. So that's kind of like what that hairstyle kind of reminded me from. And I did do that at one point. I had half blonde and half like light brown, like I think almost like a color 6, I think, on the bottom part. And because I just couldn't see myself as a full-on blonde, so I said no, I'll just do half blonde. Anyways, going back to these extensions, so that's what it kind of reminded me as. And I was like, I don't know, it looks okay, like it looks passable maybe, but I really wanted that seamless look. So I said, okay, well, how about I use one of my older extensions from the Jazz Wave collection and dye those, just dye that one, that one whiff, and maybe that will kind of help. It did definitely help, but it still didn't do what I wanted it to do. So I went ahead and I said, you know what? I was watching these YouTubers with the hair extensions and how some hair had like the highlights and stuff with it and lowlights. And so I said, well, maybe I could try to do that with these extensions. So what I did was I kind of did like almost like an ombre low light effect to it, if that makes any sense. And I think it really, just by looking like this, like looking at it like how it is right now, I feel like it really blended a whole lot better. And with you looking up at close, you can see some pieces, like especially down here, you can see some dark pieces and some of the lighter pieces, and it's very subtle, so it doesn't just look, bam, there's a dark and then there's a light. Excuse me. So I kind of wanted that, you know, that subtle like look to it, but still blends very well with my natural hair. So I like it better this way. It does have a more darker tone to it, and but it still has the original color as well. So it's not like I colored the whole extension dark brown, because I still liked the chocolate brown color, and you know, it kind of reminded me of some of Luxy hair ombre or ombre and balayage looks on, you know, the already made extensions with that. And so you know, and I was contemplating to buying those like ombre ones. I was like, should I not? But then when I was looking at the price, I was like, well, you know, I'm a mama on a budget right now, so I didn't want to splurge no more than, you know, I didn't want to go over like $200. I really didn't. And so I just got the solid color, and I think, you know, by me doing this, it kind of helped me save a little bit. And I had some hair dye already. That is definitely safe for me using while I'm pregnant, because it's one of those hair dyes that don't have you know, ammonia, or like where I have to mix it with developer or anything, because I try my best. I mean, I know some women, but that's a totally different, you know, topic. But yeah, so I got one of those. I had those kind of hair dyes around, so I didn't have to worry about buying any hair dye to do it. So it really worked out for me. So I decided, well, let me just try it out, and it turned out, I feel like, you know, for someone that's not a professional hairstylist or anything, I felt like I did a pretty all right job. At least it's good enough for me to wear it, and it will blend a whole lot better. I'm really liking it. Let me show you what it looks like in the back. Again, this is from curling from this morning, so it might not be exactly perfect or anything, but it's, you know, it still kept the curl pretty well. But yeah, I can, by looking at it, you can see the nice transition, and it looks very subtle. It doesn't look like, bam, here's my dark hair, and then down here there's the light hair. So, and I feel a whole lot better with it. I think maybe if I was back in the late 90s, early 2000s, maybe I would keep it. But we are not in that era now, so I do want that seamless look, and I feel like I did a pretty good job at it for me not being a professional. So with that, I feel pretty good about it. I really do like it. I feel more confident in it. I feel a lot more like, okay, I can wear these. So if I really needed to go out and go to the grocery store and I'm wearing these, I'd feel a lot more confident in wearing them. I won't feel like, oh my God, will they know that these are extensions? So so yeah, and Luxy hair extensions are really good, and they can be a little pricey depending on what you order. And with mine, I feel that was pretty reasonable, because that's almost roughly maybe a few dollars more than what I would buy at my local beauty shop. So, you know, for me, I feel like it's a pretty good deal. You are getting good, for me, in my personal opinion, you're getting a really good quality. I know there's some people out there that have a different opinion, but for my hair type and for my hair, it works really well. I really, and you know, they're very good. Their service is really good. I really do like Luxy. I mean, I even got like a little freebie from them today. It's a compact mirror. My daughter really liked it, so I gave it to her. She likes to pretend to put makeup on, so you know, so they do their best to really connect with you as best as they can. So, and the only one thing that I know I had like a, not really an issue with, but like one thing I did notice was when you first get the hair extensions, they have like this kind of like silky, I don't know if it was, I forgot if it was like waxy, but it has that silky, you know, film kind of overlaying it. And I remember that with the first set that I bought, and that was the one thing I was always kind of worried about, was because my hair is not silky. It is soft, excuse me, and I think it's softer now because I'm pregnant. But it's, how do I put it? It's not as silky and glamorous as you might see with other women's hair. And so sometimes it would be really hard for me to really blend them well with the hair extensions, with the Luxy hair extensions. And when I washed them, I noticed that film, that silky film, like texture, came off. And I did get a message on my earlier YouTube review videos from one of the Luxy employers and employees, that they do that. Like, that's something that they do. They purposely do that, I think, to kind of to keep the consistency of the color and the healthiness of the hair. I think that's what she said. She said, and so that makes a lot of sense, you know, because again, you know, you're not going to get tons of people always buying it every single day, so you want to make sure that it still stays true. Once it's been made, you want it to be, you know, still looking intact when someone does order it. So of course that makes a lot of sense. And if all you have to do is just wash it, and it's always good to wash your extensions when you first get them anyways, I think it's just good practice. So for me, after I washed it, it worked. So it's not really a big thing for me. It's not like a, ooh, like I don't like Luxy for that. It's not really a big issue for me. So I learned from that experience. So made sure when I got these new ones this time around, I made sure that I do that. So that's what I did when I first got them. I washed them, and then when I put them on, they blended pretty well with it. You know, minus the color difference. They still, you know, like if it was one whole color from the get-go, it would probably look very seamless. But you know, like, you just gotta make these extensions work, and it's not gonna be all one. You know, once you get it, you can't just put it right back. You can't just put it on your head and then you expect it to just miraculously just kind of be beautiful. That's just not the way it works. So you got to put some work into it, and that's with any extensions. It could be the most cheapest extensions to the most expensive extensions, and that's what I've noticed too. Same thing with wigs as well. So it could be the cheapest wig to the most expensive wig. You still got to put some work into it. Maybe, you know, depending on the level, how much work will probably be different, but you still got to put work into it. And you know, and it doesn't bother me. I have to trim them, of course. It just comes with the territory. So, and especially having my hair to medium to short hair, you know, my hair is roughly around here at this moment. So, you know, if I don't trim my extensions, you're going to tell. So, you know, by trimming and dyeing them, I feel very like, oh yeah, I love these things. And so, and they feel very lightweight. I didn't get the seamless ones. I just got the standard ones, and they feel very light on me. I'm pretty sure if I was to get the seamless one, they'll probably feel a lot more lighter, from what I've heard from other reviewers. But at this time, I am happy with the standard ones. I'm more than happy with them. And yeah, so these are nice. I'm very pleased with them, and I do see myself wearing them for a while. And I don't see myself wearing any wigs at this point. You know, and I just feel very comfortable with, and I've always worn extensions. I don't know how long. I've worn extensions for a very long time. For a very, 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 very long time. You know, so much more than wearing wigs. It's been, I would say, at least 3-4 years. And I love wearing extensions. I think even when I was a kid, I wore extensions. They weren't like the standard clip-on things. They were more for ponytails and stuff like that. And my mom did that for me. She was the one that styled it for me, and anyways, but yeah, so I've always felt like it was just a natural thing for me to wear, you know, extensions. And so for me, I think so. I would you know, suggest to get Luxy. I mean, Luxy hair extensions are, you know, they're very reliable, and they're very, you know, they're very good. I still have some of my older Luxys. I don't wear them now because I cut them short, and I altered them, I dyed them, and so, I mean, you could still do so much things with them, you know, like, you don't have to keep them in the color that they were once. And so that's the beauty of them. You can change them and alter them and use them for so many different ways. So, and again, this is not a sponsored video at all. I don't think I said that in the very beginning, but this is, you know, I bought these Luxys with my own money. So, this is one happy customer. And yeah, so if you have any questions, or if you have any questions about Luxy, you know, please definitely, you know, if you think I could help you answer those, please message me below. And if you have any ideas or suggestions of what kind of videos you would like to see me doing, also comment below. And have a great day, guys, and stay safe out there. And see you later.